to kind of understand a little bit further about how this understanding of what this dominion over Earth is all about and how it connects to terrestrial energy, which further connects to terrestrial physics, which further becomes the understanding known as quantum physics. So quantum physics is going to give us an actual experiment that can, in a way, display this actual dominion that we have over these terrestrial physics, in other words, these terrestrial energies. So go ahead and Google the double slit experiment. Slit, S-L-I-T. And what you're going to find out is that the scientists involved in this experiment find out that their own observation of the experiment itself, the particles of light that they're actually working with, they're actually shooting photons at a distance, and they're finding out that their own observation is altering the course of the photons. Now, I want you to at least review the experiment and you can see it in full and how this relates rather than me try to explain it to you right here. But what you'll see is that's an example of our actual dominion over these terrestrial energies being shown to you and displayed in an experiment. It's provable. That relates exactly back to the Bible with what I'm trying to tell you. Okay, so if we can see that, yes, we do have this dominion over the earth, well, really, I want you to understand that this symbol itself really is a seal of dominion. Now that's what that Star of David begins to actually represent, is a seal of dominion. Well, we'll find out in Job chapter 38 that these fallen beings plan to put their dominion on the earth, and that's why you're going to see that the occult themselves are also highly interested in this symbol. Now, in order to let us understand that this symbol doesn't have anything to do with evil, and that it's not an evil connected symbol, and then it's not anything to do exclusive with this understanding of the seal of Saturn, as I told you, the seal of Saturn is relating to who's being bound with the seal. What hex has been put on these fallen beings using this seal, which now relates back to your dominion. And in order for us to display that a little further, let's look at this. There was a crop circle that appeared some time ago with this symbol for the flower of life that was inside of a triangle. Well, this symbol for the flower of life, we're going to find out, is the exact same geometry once again for what? The tetrahedron, the Star of David. So the geometry is there. This represents the very same exact geometry that is in everything that's also displayed in the flower of life, which begins to connect the everything to itself. So there's no hard stretch to see that now you can see that this same symbol represents the atomic structure of an atom. It's the exact same geometry, the exact same configuration that makes this Star of David. So as I'm showing you, now you can see that if we were to at least combine the geometric lines for the flower of life, and we were to construct this around the Star of David, what do we begin to make look like? Well, it looks like a crystalline structure. In this instance, an actual cut diamond. Well, we can relate this further back to what is known as the hexagon, as we talked about earlier. And the cross section of a hexagon would be the very same cross section that you would see if you were to cut a quartz crystal in half. A six-sided quartz crystal is going to have the same geometry that you see on the exterior edges of what we see right here. Well, you know that in the book of Enoch, it describes these beings are bound in crystal. So now you're seeing the fractal grow. Everything begins to interrelate. Everything begins to connect. So every single form of life goes through what is called the Taurus stage. In this stage, the life embryo is said to look like an apple. And then, of course, this is what we begin to see. This is the configuration. And then this configuration will go on down to what we find out with an atom. So at this point, we're going to find out that the triangle that they were trying to relate to in the crop circle is going to represent this singular cell trinity of electrical, chemical, and biological. And then, of course, it represents the other trinity of 6 electrons, 6 protons, and 6 neutrons. I'll be back.